that people from United States recognize this plant very well. So this is a tropical or showy milkweed, Asclepias curaçavica. But place is a bit unusual. This is Japan. Japan, not far away from Hobo fishing port. This is a very south of Honshu Island. And this plant is extremely abundant here and flowers in full on October 10th. So today is October 10th. Very wet place after the rain. Some crops are going around. And among these crops and Japanese evergreen oaks, we can see very American plant, the tropical Asclepias curaçavica. Very typical milkweed with a milky juice and extremely unusual flowers. So right now in October there are not many species flowering in Japan, and this gamma, like orange yellow one, I don't think it's present at all. So one of hypotheses why invasiveness is going on is that invasive plant might, well, at least somehow facilitate pollinators to go on these flowers, probably by very unusual gamma of the color. So some flowers are around, but this is definitely way more bright and way more unusual than typical Japanese October flowers. So this is probably explanation of the success of that plant in East Asia. In East Asia, it's invasive in many regions, including the ski peninsula of Japan, which is very close to the warm current Kuroshio, and then it is very warm and has kind of much more stable climate than, say, Kyoto, for example, so closer to Kyushu Island and Ryukyu. For example, some tree ferns are around, so it's very interesting and unusual place. So what are these red and yellow stuff? At first you can say, if you know some botany, that orange is red, orange is maybe calyx, and yellow maybe corolla. However, this is incorrect, because calyx is present. Calyx is small and green and locates outside of these colorful parts. So what then are these colorful parts? This reddish one is petals, but yellow is very unusual organ, corona. So corona is one of the very interesting adaptation for pollination, somehow similar to what orchids do. In that group of plants, it was in the past put in a separate family, Asclepiadaceae, but now it's a part of bigger family, Apocynaceae. So whatever you call it, adaptation is similar to orchids in the way that pollen is united in some kind of globules, pollinia, and pollinia are located within these yellow parts, within corona. And everything is connected tightly with the female part of flower, again similar to orchid. So this is very interesting kind of parallel evolution in that group and also in orchids. And it makes pollination very effective, and this is probably the reason of success number 2. And when it's well pollinated, it will produce fruits very similar to typical milkweeds which you see, for example, in North America and Eurasia. Fruits are apocarpic. They looks like 2 horns. Then these horns will open and release hairy seeds which distribute with the wind. So again, this is a tropical Asclepias curaçavica in Japan on October 10th in a full flower, invasive but attractive plant. Thank you very much.